Hey Tech, how's it going? I just wanted to make a live stream today. Just there's been a lot of like confusion about what the flags and things were, so I just wanted to make a live stream, kind of explaining like a little bit about the Acadian culture and things like that, and why that flag was flown that day, instead of like Canadian flags and things like that. So I think I'm just gonna wait a little bit here, just for maybe a few more people to come in, and then we'll go ahead with that. How are you today, Tack? Hopefully all is well on this Sunday. We're just gonna wait for maybe two more people. How's it going, Dino? Not morning here anymore, but morning for you. Hey, all the world's a stage. Appreciate you guys being here. So, like I was saying to Tack, when they first came in, I'm just doing this live stream today, just to talk about like a little bit of Acadian culture, because there's been some. Just read a comment about your channel. Was it good or bad? Um, there's been a little bit of confusion about like the Acadian flag and why that was flown that day, as well as like a little bit of double tap your phone to like. It doesn't work for me, boys and girls. Um, yeah, there was a little bit of confusion of like why that flag was flown, and it seems like there isn't much knowledge about like why the Acadian culture is celebrated. So I think I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So in the previous videos, you guys saw a lot of Acadian flags. They kind of look like the flag from France, but they have a yellow star on them. This flag is quite similar to the Cajun flag, which has like three or a triangle with two red and I think it's like blue and white, and then there's like a yellow castle in one of the sections. That's the Cajun flag. That flag was actually made to represent the Acadian flag. Uh, hit the three to like. Yeah, guys, hit the three to like. Come on. Um, so that celebration was an Acadia Day celebration. So nationally, every year there's a festival that's held for Acadians, and it's usually somewhere in the world. And hey, from Pictou, how's it going up there, man? Hopefully the weather's doing good for you up there today. It's a little foggy and cloudy here today, but warm overall. It's just been a crazy summer. Um, so, anyways, so that flag, it was there for the Acadia Day celebration. What's up, man? I wish I was homeless. Not really. I'm actually not homeless, fortunately. Um, so, nice, good for you. Exactly. Le Grand Appive, or Le Grand Dérangement, or the Great Deportation of the Acadians. I look very homeless. That's fine. I just like my beard, man. I like my beard and my knuckle tattoos and my scuzzy shirts, and you know what I mean. It's what I like about it. But anyways, back to what I'm saying. I'm getting kind of distracted by comments right now. So back in the mid 1700s, the British Empire wanted the Acadian people to. What's up, man? From Kansas City, Missouri. Good to see you here. Back in the mid 1700s, the British Empire wanted the Acadian people to pledge allegiance to them. So that would mean that they would like only trade with them. Yada yada yada. A couple other things like, right, in your world I look normal, right, man? If we were talking about most cultures, a beard is considered like something to behold. Um, so they wanted us to pledge allegiance to them, so we would grow crops for only the British Empire and only sell and trade to the British Empire, and not trade with America, France, or the natives that were in our land, which were known as the Mi'kmaq, who we coexisted with, and yeah. So we didn't want to do that. So what they did is they decided that they wanted to. What you up to today? Just hanging out at home. Went down to the South End Church today. They had a little festival going on for the kids. Brought the three kids down there, and they had a blast. So we came home, and now the spouse and the two younger ones are visiting with her parents, and then me and the 7-year-old are here. How about you, April? Um, so what the British decided to do was they were going to gather up the Acadian people, and they put us on ships, and they sent us down to British colonies. So they took men, women, and children. They put children on ships without their parents. They put men on ships without their family. They put women on ships without their children or husbands. Um, oh, you're working at the Best Western? Nice. I didn't know you worked there. I used to work there doing maintenance way back in the day. That's pretty cool. What do you do there? Uh, so they took us, and they separated us. They just completely destroyed our culture just because they wanted to steal the land that we lived in, and that's why the name Acadie, what this area used to be known as, changed to Nova Scotia, New Scotland, um, or as the French know it as Nouvelle Écosse. Uh, so over the years, the Acadian people have slowly moved back. Nice, you're a housekeeper. That's an alright job. No complaints there, man. Better than being unemployed. Uh, so over the years, the Acadian people made their way back to their homeland of Acadie, and through large families, the British kept trying to poke them out of here, get them out, making it really hard for people to live here. But the Acadian people in the past, they used birth. It was a fight of birth. We didn't fight a war. We fought in a way. I know, man. It sucks. The stash is the worst. It gets in my mouth and then it just grows too fast. I'm part Italian, so it's like it just goes nuts. But I agree, sir. I do need to trim the stash. Um, where was I? So so the Acadian people made their way back here over time, and then we've reclaimed this place as Acadie again, and our cultural background is still here. And most Acadians are very, very proud of their cultural background. I'm a very proud Acadian individual, and I'm also a very proud Canadian. I love my country. I love the place that I live. I love the people that surround me, regardless of their political views and whatnot. I think those people are still great individuals. And no, I'm not Muslim. I'm actually. I'm not really going to talk about my religious beliefs or lack thereof. Um, I'm just going to say I'm not Muslim. Um, but if I was, man, this beard, I would be like the king of them. They'd be like, "What up, brother?" Um, but yeah. So we came back here, and over time, this is Acadia, man. This is Acadie, and this year that celebration was it was the national celebration. It was actually hosted here in Yarmouth. So that's why there were so many people with the Acadian flag out. Now, I do want to say that we do have plenty of Canadian flags flying in Yarmouth. We do have plenty of provincial Nova Scotia flags flying in Yarmouth, and we do have plenty of Acadian flags flying in Yarmouth. Um, I just wanted to kind of clear that up for anybody that was a little bit confused about why those flags were there, thinking that they might have been another country's flags or something like that. It's actually just a cultural flag, and it's the cultural flag of Acadie, and that would be the person that I am. I'm Acadian, so a lot of people were saying that they didn't really appreciate the fact that Paquette was carrying a flag. Now, to me, I feel like that's a bit of a moot point just because in the celebration, like all she was carrying it. But I also do agree that individuals in the RCMP shouldn't alter their uniform or display any type of symbols or anything that isn't already affiliated with it. Is there lice in my beard? No, I don't have lice. Is there lice in your beard? What question is that? Um, like, am I itching? You want to see? You want to see in there? None. Nothing cleaner than the cleanest clean beard you've ever seen, buddy. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. I don't have a beard for there to be lice in. Oh, that's unfortunate. You should try and grow one. But yeah, no, definitely don't have lice. Um, that's just an odd an odd comment to even have put on this type of thing. Like, just because I have a beard doesn't mean anything. I just like having a beard. Um, anyways, so I just wanted to kind of talk about that, about how sometimes things may seem a little bit out of the ordinary. I appreciate it, Big Erm. I appreciate it, but we're good to go. If I get any of that stuff in there, she's coming off real quick. Yeah, I wanted to just talk about that because there's a little bit of confusion about like why that flag was there, and like a little bit of, it seems like there isn't much knowledge available. Like, obviously you could do your own research on the Acadian people, but they don't really teach that in schools, especially in the United States. Like, why would they, right? And I know a lot of the viewers here are Americans, so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So we can hang out for a little bit longer. I don't really have much to say other than that on that point, but if you guys just want to chat for a little bit, that's totally cool. I'm just here hanging out on my lovely Sunday afternoon, and just wanted to do this. I went on a date with an RCMP officer. She told me a weird amount of stuff about their current operation. Oh, really? Like what? What did she tell you? And when was this? That's scary, man. Going on a date with an RCMP officer. How's it going, Gary? How are you today? If you're just coming in here, I was going on about Acadian's lowlands along the Mississippi River in order to block British expansion from the east. That's a good comment, Donna. Good afternoon, Danny. Yeah, like I was saying to Gary, if you're just coming in here, I was just kind of explaining. You guys can, I'll post this as an actual upload video after. But I was just explaining like the Acadian culture a little bit, and why we had those flags at that parade that day, and the fact that it's not a country's flag, it's just a cultural flag. It's the Acadian flag. This was back in 2020. She was in Sault Ste. Marie detachment and was talking about their attempts to stop drugs coming across the St. Mary River. Ah, interesting. That's pretty cool. And was she like really candid with it? Like, was she really open and just giving you like frivolous information that you didn't even feel like you should know, or was it just like regular banter? Um, that's that's interesting actually, that she was so open with you. It seems like most officers try to be like really closed-minded and closed off, and don't really want to talk about what's going on. I'm new here. I saw your latest video and you seemed amped up pretty good. Is your other videos like that one? Some of them, yeah. I guess it all depends the situation. Sometimes I yell at people, sometimes I swear, sometimes I don't. What's up, Joko? How's it going? Good to see you here. Tri-state. Tri-county, man. I live in the counties, bro. Trump 2024. I guess. I can't really vote for him. Way more candid than needed. Truth be told, I was able to give that information to some underworld friends, and they altered their operations. I'm not pro police, but I was pro dad ass. Well, there you go, man. There you go, Joko. Hurts to pee. Oh no. What did you do last night that it hurts to pee? River Rat, I love your YouTube channel. Thanks, man. Or I guess I'm saying, man, maybe you're a woman. Thanks, friend. I appreciate that. That's a nice comment. Yep, I'm Canadian. I'm from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada. Je suis Canadien for the French-speaking individuals. So I'm glad that there's a couple people in here. I'm glad to see Dino. Dino, I gotta say, Dino, if you're still here, man, You're one of the day ones. Where are you from, Bigger? Yeah, but Dino and Prairie, those two. Whenever you see them in the comments, say hi to those gang when you're in any of my videos or my live streams, because those two are my day one. Yeah. What's that stuff? Whoever's on the license plate. I'm in Southern Ontario. I actually used to live. What got you into auditing? Dino. Is that how it's pronounced? Dino? I've always said Dino. Thanks, Big Erm. I appreciate that. Cloverdale, British Columbia, originally from Oregon. Nice tack. What made you decide to move up into Canada? Here's a brain buster for you. It's a deep rabbit hole, but here goes. Every astrological symbol is also represented as electrical symbols as well. Now think a little bit about that on some real shit. Well, I would think that astrology and mathematics go hand in hand, especially when you look back in history, like in the 1500s with Galileo and things like that. That individual was they were all mathematicians. They were all very smart. Parents are Canadian. Nice tack. So I think that makes sense when you're trying to identify symbols for astrology, but your background is math, that the math, all I know is trigonometry. Don't get too triggered, man. So it makes sense that when you're trying to come up with a symbol for something, you would use something that you're familiar with. Why does he gotta keep laughing? Well, I think you should keep laughing. Laughter is the best medicine, man, if anything's going on. So, somebody asked why I got into this. I hope they're still here. That's a good question. I don't know. A lot of times I've seen a lot of misinformation put out there. You see a lot of YouTube videos. Hello has a great laugh. See a lot of YouTube videos, and I saw a gap, especially in my area. And in the past, I've always been sort of an activist, not necessarily filming, but making complaints and trying to do the best that I could to hold people individuals accountable. What's up, Prairie? Everybody say hi to Prairie. That's the day one. Her and Dino are the best going. Couldn't have done it without you guys. If you can read electrical symbols in blueprints, now if the astrological symbols are also represented as electrical, then one can read the astrological symbols as an electrical blueprint. That's kind of interesting, to think that maybe astrological symbols, when we're looking at the sky and the patterns that they are, represent some sort of electrical grid. Hey Susie, nice to see you from Pictou County. You would have a field day auditing the Sault Ste. Marie police. However, they're far enough removed from other cities that they can start fucking with you back. Man, just an FYI, my family, my dad's side of the family is actually from Northern Ontario. They're from Elliott Lake. And I used to live in Southern Ontario as well. Somebody said that they're in Southern Ontario right now. I lived in Windsor and London for quite some time. So one of these days when I get up there to visit some family, you guys know I'm going to be messing with those people. I live in the middle of nowhere. Like, if you guys look at Yarmouth, like, this is the place where they're so detached that they will fuck with you, that they will come after you, that they'll attack you. Like Sandra, last night, she drove by my house like 7 times. I wish I would have got it on camera. But, they came to my job and spelled out exactly what I was up to. I stopped. But, yeah, so this is like, the slogan for this town is on the edge of everywhere, but it's actually the edge of nowhere. So, this is the place. I ain't scared of those cops, man. They can try and fuck with me all day. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I think it's kind of funny, to be honest, that they're so childish that they need to go out of their way and try and harass and bother someone that realistically is like a nobody. You know what I mean? Like, what am I? I'm just a carpenter. Yeah, sure, I own a business, but like, what? You know what I mean? Yeah, Dartmouth is by Halifax. So if you were to think of Windsor and Detroit, like they're across the river from each other, Halifax and Dartmouth are the same thing. So it's just a river across. Yarmouth would be on the south shore, so we're at the very, very bottom southwest tip of Nova Scotia. We're actually where both of the highways. Oh, dude, you nailed it. I'm a small potato, and they sent 5 cops to my job. Oh, they do. They act ridiculous being recorded. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Like, what? What is it? I've never been like, oh my god, that person's filming in public. I need to go tell them to stop filming me. Like, that's the stupidest thing ever. Like, even as like a private citizen, you know what I mean? Like in the course of my day, like I'm still in public. So if these people, it's just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, the Sault Ste. Marie police, I'm not afraid of those goons. Uh, Go in there, like I've got the whole detachment that like knows me by name. They know where I live. They like give me the finger when they drive by and shit. Like this whole department doesn't like me, right? And I'm not really like I don't really understand why. Um, sure, I'm critical of them to a point, but I'm only critical of the things that they do wrong. When my mental health was at a low point, I considered dressing up as a pig and standing in front of their station. Well, hopefully your mental health is doing a little bit better, and I don't think you need to be mentally unhealthy to go do that. That would just be kind of funny. Tyler, the cops around Yarmouth are all a joke, and some of them act like your friends, but will just talk behind your back to all other members. I completely agree, and that's honestly how I feel like my relationship with Shane Potty is. We do have a lot of private conversations like over Facebook. I don't really share those, but it's nothing like I'm not like, oh, you guys are doing the best in the world. I'm usually just being like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, why do you guys keep acting like that? But I feel the same way that even if they're nice to your face and smile and oh, you're a nice guy, you're a good guy, they just go behind your back and talk shit about you. I completely agree with that statement. Susie says it's sus to me when public officials don't want to be recorded. What are they hiding? Exactly. What are you hiding? Like, what are you hiding? Like, when I'm in the back of your car, when I say I'm getting arrested, you're recording me. So like, isn't it good to have recordings? Isn't that like an impartial third party? Like, it might not be a human with an opinion, but that means it's not biased, right? So I think filming in public is the best way to hold them accountable, because at the end of the day, like, they don't hold themselves accountable. Big Erm, venting with you and staying open-minded when I asked if you had lice in your beard has made me a changed man. I'll be a regular now. Bro, thanks, dude. I don't care. You could say stuff about me all day long. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm good, thanks. I'm a proud Nova Scotian stuck in Ontario. Oh no, man. You gotta get out of there. You gotta get back home, Gary. Get back home, brother. We need you over here. We need more great patriot Canadians back in our home provinces. It does speak volumes on their credibility, Prairie. It really does. Like, why are they trying to hide? Like, when the whole statement, like, we can and will use everything you say against you in a court of law, right? They just don't want anything used against them. That's all that is. And, like, I'm trying to get them to charge Sandra for what she did. I'm in the Greater Toronto area. I don't know if it's a great idea to be more specific. Yeah, the GTA is something else, apparently. It seems like there's a lot of homeless individuals there, people without homes, underprivileged individuals, and it seems like there's a lot going on there. And recently, I think I just saw something that the provincial government was trying to force the federal government to do something about that, but I may have been mistaken. I just kind of glossed over it earlier today. Oh, it's insane. The cost of living is insane. Like, there's people out there renting like little holes in the walls for $1,000 a month, nothing included. And then to go and buy a home, I remember 10 years ago around here, you could buy a house for 20 grand. Now, since COVID, Greetings from Burnaby, BC. How's everyone doing? I don't know. I'm doing pretty good. I have to see how about the other ones. Seems like they're doing good too, though, Luca. Um, Nowadays you can't buy a house around here for 150 grand. Like I know that seems cheap, but I live in a country or in a province rather that's quite overly taxed, and it used to be that homeless was tied into mental health or drugs. You can't make that generalization anymore. Exactly, Big Arm. There's individuals that like have good jobs that make good money, and they're homeless. They're living in tents, and it's not because um there's they can't afford it, right? Like, obviously they can. It's because there's nothing available for those individuals. Like, how do you rent a house when there isn't a house to rent? Like, exactly. People are renting rooms in people's houses for $700 to $800 a month. That's absolutely asinine. Been posting your video links on X when they post the parade photo depicting fans adoring JT. 1 million for an average home in BC. Exactly. Like, who can afford that? Who's just like going to the bank and being like, "Yep, all right, I need $1 million," and they're just like, "Okay, like up to 3,000 for a two-bedroom condo here locally." That's crazy, Luca. That's crazy. Like, think about that. Like, how much do you make a month? You know what I mean? And like a two-bedroom condo, that's for what? Like man, husband, or wife, husband, and child. Just come to South Georgia, can rent a two-bedroom home for 350 a month. I wish I could, man. If I could, I would. But at the end of the day, the United States has a treaty with Canada. So if you have a criminal record, you're not allowed to go to the United States. Average home price in my crappy city is 650,000. Jesus, man, that's nuts. That's nuts. And that's the common denominator. Common denominator. Yeah, Joshua, it sucks, man. So like I have so I guess you guys would call it a misdemeanor, but it would be a summary conviction. And because of that summary conviction, I'm not allowed in the United States. It's ridiculous. I have to get a pardon. $650,000 in a crappy city. That's nuts. And like I live in the middle of fucking butt fuck nowhere, and our houses are 150, 200, $300,000, and then most times they're being bought sight unseen. You'd have to apply for that pardon to get over the border. Yeah, exactly. I'd have to apply and get a pardon, and it'd have to be approved, and then they still look at you kind of like, oh, like what did you do, right? And it's like, man, I breached probation. Oh. um, the one that bugs me is Americans that happen to have a DUI. You can't come to Canada. It doesn't matter if it was 30 years ago. Exactly. Like it's like the stupidest crap. Like sure, maybe if it's like it should be like a high end crime. Like, oh man, if you were caught shoplifting some toilet paper. Okay, you can get as much apple juice as you want, buddy. How did I get on probation? Fighting when I was like 21. You want a sippy cup? How about you just drink out of the bottle, bud? There's only a little left anyways. You could just drink the rest of that. That's my 7-year-old. Hey, come here, buddy. Come here for a second. I want you to say hi to some viewers. Okay? Don't be scared. Come here. These people are very nice, and they'll be very happy to see you. How about you tell us what you think about Sandra? You can stand right there and you can just say it. The mic will pick it up. He's being shy. He's like, no, I don't want to talk to your viewers. Last night he was going around saying Sandra needs to keep her hands to herself. He's very shy. Honestly, this is the second one I've done. I don't really have a schedule. Maybe that would be a good idea for maybe I might start doing a live, like in the evening or something. For me, I'm on Atlantic time, so like I'm an hour ahead of New York time, like Eastern time. So, depending on where you're at in the country, it might be earlier or later for you. But I was thinking, now that you mention it, it might be a good idea if maybe at my time, like do something 9 p.m. my time, and then do that maybe a couple times a week. I'd like to do a Sunday live stream every week from now on, because it seems like there's a bit of traction. Like there's people here and we're having good conversations. So Tyler, yeah, Sandra should have got fired the first time she threw you out of the detachment, and there's got to be a lot of other people with issues against her. I agree. If she's willing to just like act like that out of nowhere, especially in that first interaction, what else does she do to the people? You got to get him started on. I only answer questions if my dad is here. Call my dad. Oh, he knows all that stuff. He don't talk to nobody. That's why he's shy, right? He's afraid to talk to people like that. Well, I shouldn't say afraid. He just knows better. I was also thinking about, oddly enough, that Prairie mentions that. I was thinking about, oh, my sweaty old hair today. I'll keep my hat on. I was thinking about starting like another YouTube channel, or maybe just a segment in my YouTube channel that's like rights for children. So like I've got small children, and we watch a lot of like Super Simple and lullabies and yada yada yada, and that those styles of videos. And I've never seen anything that's like laws for children. So like teaching them to know their rights in a playful way and a colorful way, instead of just giving them the information and trying to think that they're gonna retain it. Um, like an involvement. So that was something I was thinking about, and you saying that, Prairie, getting him started on. I only answer questions if my dad is here. Call my dad. Um, I like that idea. That makes me think about that. Do you think that would be a good idea? Exactly, like an adult who knows how to protect that in my son's rights, like whether it be at school, whether it be at day camp, whether it be at like wherever, just somebody that knows their rights, that he knows he should trust, right? Instead of talking to the police or talking to an investigator or something. Like, children need to know to ask for a lawyer and ask for their parents if they're ever being questioned by a police officer, right? Because that's the law. And police officers will definitely attempt to try and coerce children into telling them things that those children should never, never say to them, right? Thanks, Luke. I appreciate that. I think it would be a good project too. Like it would be a project that would really help out individuals. I think it would be a beneficial program or project to do for communities as a whole. And now I understand Canadian law and American law is different, but maybe I could get involved with an American auditing channel. Um, and like I do communicate with someone, like me and San Joaquin talk from time to time, and a couple of the Canadian channels I talk to. But doing exactly, adults need a refresher too, right? So if adults can't remember, children don't even know, right? And you look at police when they interact with younger individuals, they always treat them like they don't know anything and that they're uneducated, and there's no way that they could know because of their age. Um, but knowledge is power, Tyler. You should file a complaint against the rooftop that was with Sandra, but she's supposed to give the badge number as soon as you ask, and you ask a lot of times in that video. I agree. Paquette, I have 3 of the complaints out right now. I did them the other night. I did a complaint against Sandra Wall, against the Terrence Burridge, and the sketchy unidentified officer from JSOC that wouldn't identify. Tip for anybody wondering if their teachers any good when they send their kids to school. One way to find out is if they ask him if they watch breakfast television. If they say yes, homeschool. The old man with the 4 chevrons too, who wouldn't identify to you. Exactly, that guy, the 4 chevrons. So I knew he was a staff sergeant. I just wanted him to talk. That's I'll be trying, bro. Good. That's good to hear, man. I'd love to see you around, and if you're ever around, hit me up, and we'll go for lunch or supper or something like that. We'll hang out and we'll have a chat. Okay. Prairie, I mean, even if it's the teacher or principal, call my dad if you want to question me, as a child can be intimidated by the adult, any adult. Teachers are pushing other agendas these days. Exactly. I agree with that, Luca, and I agree with you, Prairie, as well. That's why I say, like, a teacher who respects the children's rights, right? Not just because they're his teacher. Like, we don't really know these people. We only know them through a fine lens, right? We only see them at parent teacher meetings and what our children tell us about them. Tyler, I can't see why he was being so rude though and put in a position of power like that. Henderson was kind of nice after you called him out, but after he left, I bet he just started talking shit. I agree. I agree. I think Henderson. I think they sent Henderson over because he has de-escalation training. I think that's why they sent him over to me specifically. I think he was the one that was like, okay, who's gonna go talk to this guy? And Henderson was the one. But Mr. Mr. Turd needs to. Teachers on fans only are the best. You can really find out what's going on in your classroom then. I think he should have left Turd behind there because he was the one that exacerbated that situation. What time of day is it? 3:10. 10 after 3. So somebody the other day was like, "Oh, I'd love to buy you a coffee. You should let me buy you a coffee." So somebody else, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if they're actually in here or not, but they recommended that I sign up for buymeacoffee.com, which I did. So if you guys go to my community page and you want to support the channel personally, like in a direct way, um, you guys can go to that link and you can buy me or my spouse a coffee. Now, obviously, don't feel obligated. You guys coming here and giving me views and supporting and chatting is all the support I really need. Like, that's more than enough. But I know that there were some people that were asking for that. So that's why I did make that. It's available there on my community page for anybody that's interested. Like I said, the fact that you guys are even here supporting me, giving me views, giving me likes, giving me comments, those are, that's enough for me, honestly. Tyler, I seen one of those videos got like over 40K views. It blew your channel up. Hopefully you can start pounding up the subs, man. I like the content. Thanks, man. I'm at over 4,000 subs now. I was at like 3,000 before that video. My biggest thing was watch time hours. Seems like with this content, because I like to do long format content, like I don't edit, I leave in the boring parts, right? So nobody can say, oh, what were you doing or whatever. Like I just leave it all in for the most part. My watch time hours were low, but after these videos, because the Trudeau one got 41,000 or something like that, still going up. The Sandra Wall has like 30 odd thousand, and then the other one has almost 10,000 now. Luca, hopefully YouTube won't strike you for things they don't like. We all know how they work behind the scenes. I saw comments disappear from reviews, then reappear. Yeah, I was seeing some weird stuff like that too. I want to let it know that even if it's a comment that's critical of me or making fun of me, I don't delete them. I don't curate any comments. I don't delete any comments. None of that. I will never do that. I don't believe in that. I think that is very untransparent. Mitchell Connors, I shared the Trudeau one to all my buddies and a bunch more. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That really helps out the channel. Thank you very much. Yeah, I will never, ever, ever do anything with my comments. I believe that you guys are the voice of the channel. I just make the content, right? I could make any type of content and you guys may or may not show up. So there is absolutely no way that I will ever curate any content on my channel or comments. There's absolutely no way I'll ever do that. So if it's being deleted or something's being removed or you can't find it anymore, I just want you to know that's not me. It's most likely YouTube doing it. And I apologize for that. If you have a comment that really wants to get put out there, you guys can email it to me at knebuilders@gmail.com, and I'll make a community post with that comment. I don't care if it's critical against me. I don't care if it supports me. If it's something that you want people to see, and it seems to be getting deleted off my channel, you're more than welcome to send it to me over an email, and I'll make a complete post about that comment, so it will be seen. Yeah, YouTube censorship is bad. I also plugged you with True North Transparency and Canada Cop Watch. Thanks, man. Travis Hines' channel was threatened to be taken down from YouTube for troll comments. Really? No way. You got censored for 24 hours by YouTube, Prairie? No way. Through my lens, how's it going? I saw you the other day. But YouTube will delete comments because they removed mine. I couldn't comment for 24 hours. That's so weird. So through my lens, like I said, if there's a comment that you really want out there, that you want people to see, send it to my email, knebuilders@gmail.com, and write it all out there, and I'll make a community post, and I'll make sure that comment gets seen, okay? And that goes for any of my viewers. Any of them. I don't care if they're against me or for me. I don't think that anybody should be silenced, especially on my channel. This is my channel. Hopefully it wasn't something that you commented on my video that got you blocked. I'd feel terrible. I don't know. Some people might think I'm cool. Some people might think I'm an idiot. That's alright. I am an idiot. I'm an idiot. Tyler, did you ever have to deal with Laurent? Lol, I had to last week. He charged me of DUI when I wasn't even drinking. The trick. Laurent. I've heard of Laurent. I've probably dealt with him, but it may have been in the past, and I'm not really like, it doesn't come to mind like what interaction it was. Not yours, on another channel. Okay, good to know through my eyes. Like I said, if you ever have something on my channel that gets deleted or disappears, let me know and we'll get it back up there, alright? My comment was, oh boy, you found a piece of work there. Fucking tyrant, and YouTube said it was bullying. Oh, no, it was on Just Recordings channel. Okay. It's always good to have a backup channel. Yeah, I agree. That was your first time ever, Prairie? Good. Hopefully it doesn't happen ever again. Said your opinion was hate speech through my lens. Man, with the woke culture nowadays, I don't know what isn't hate speech compared for YouTube's algorithm, to be honest. And like, if there's anybody in Yarmouth that is watching right now, it looks like Tyler and April are both from Yarmouth. If you guys ever want to meet up and have a coffee and chat, let's do it. You know, my name's Dryden Perry. You can find me on Facebook. If someone else complains on another channel, YouTube is right on it immediately. I'm pretty sure I just watched the comment disappear. No way. Mitchell or Michelle? Mitchell. No way. Like I said, knebuilders@gmail.com. And even if it's something you just want to get a hold of me and have a little private conversation, message me there and we can figure out a way to communicate, whether it be through Discord, Instagram, Facebook, or even through text or phone call. Oh no, not bad words. Tyler, not bad words, man. They're bad. And they're words. Okay. Well, Luca, you can go to my link in my community page and you can buy me a coffee on there if you'd like. Just through my lens, are you in Canada? Wondering if it's part of our censorship. Good question. What is it, the CRTC or whatever, since there are new laws and whatnot? Words will be the end of us all. Oh no, man. Sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. Oh. The pen is mightier than the sword, though. You're in the U.S. through my land. Yeah, I'm very open to meeting with anybody. Doesn't matter if you're, like I said, for or against me. I think communication and debate is healthy. I think that's very healthy. As long as it's someone that's like not just gonna be like, I'm gonna stab you in the face with my pen or whatever. I'm probably gonna get a strike for saying that, but that's okay. What's my prime directive for this channel? I think it's just to bring transparency and accountability to RCMP and government officials in Yarmouth and around Canada. Like, um, I find it hard to curate content sometimes. Like, I live in a really small town, so I try and take advantage of the times where I can film when I can. But other than that, it seems like I need to find content from further away. But at the same time, that doesn't necessarily hold true to what I want my channel to be. I don't necessarily want my channel to just regurgitate other people's content. I want it to have fresh, original content, even though that might mean there's a time frame between videos. Um, because I could turn this into a machine and start cranking out 3 or 4 videos every single day. Um, Now, would the quality be there? Would it be me? No. Would it be my ideas? Would it be my belief system? No. So I don't know if that's something I necessarily want to do. It sucks whenever a complaint gets made, they just investigate themselves and they're all friends and stick up for each other. So that's why nothing ever happens to them unless they kill someone. And even when they do that, it's still years and years and years for them to be like, slap on the wrist, right? And yeah, the complaints process is a joke. So we have a civilian review board that we send our complaint to. That, like, in my community page, you can see that actually. Um, and what all they do is they look at it, quality over quantity. Exactly, man. Exactly. I'd rather have one good officer show up at my house than 20 bad. Um, so they compile the information, the civilian review board, and then all they do is they send it back to the detachment. That's it. They don't give them any real recommendations or anything. They just send it to the detachment, and the detachment's the one that actually investigates it. So it's like a farce. When they do something really wrong, they just get transferred, right? Like, they don't lose their jobs. They don't even lose pay. Like, they don't even get a pay reduction. They just get shipped to another spot and probably given more pay, to be honest. Policing has done a full 360 in the last 10 years, for the worse. It has become an extension or arm for Trudeau. Absolutely agree. Yeah. Bill Cross reminds me of the Catholic Church. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Like, with their, how do I describe it? Like, with how they treat themselves and how they look at themselves, right? Like, righteous individuals. Just gonna check the time again. I do have a few things that I need to do here before 4 o'clock, and it's getting pretty close. So I think I'm gonna get off this live stream for now. I really appreciate everybody for showing up today and showing your guys' support and having meaningful conversations and throwing a couple jokes around and making fun of my beard, making fun of my friggin' beard. The righteous are rarely honorable. Exactly. Like, there's a saying, stop acting so much like a Christian and start acting more like Jesus, right? Because Christians are just terrible people. Look up the civilian who overseen Nova Scotia SIRT. All the civilians are retired LE. Thanks, Dino. Or Dino. Sorry, Dino. No worries, George. Good to see you here. But yeah, stay tuned. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do more regular live streams now that I know that you guys actually want to talk to me and you enjoy talking to me, and it's not just me talking to a wall, and listening to the sound of my voice. So I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get out of here, do a few things, and then we will talk to you later. So like I said, if you guys are just coming in, this live stream is actually about explaining why those flags were at that parade and the cultural significance of them. So when this gets uploaded, if you haven't seen that part, uh, thank you, Tri County, for all you do. We love you. Ah, I love you too, Patriot Linda. We all love you. Everybody in here, everybody tell Linda they love her. We all love you, Linda. Um, yeah, it was just explaining more or less like why those flags were there and what that day was for, and then the cultural impact that Acadians had, and the impact that the Canadian government has had on the Acadian culture. So yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. This has been another one from Tri County Accountability. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you fellers and females in the